Fat loss on the go. 30-day challenge of eating on the road and not being able to cook for myself. Eating at fast food joints, grocery stores, anything I can do quick on the go, but still hitting my weight loss goals. Just let me hit you with the parameters of how I've set up this challenge for myself and how it's gonna help you. So it's gonna be 30 days of eating on the go as if I cannot cook for myself. I'm taking the lens of someone that is too busy with work or life, or even just being on the road and traveling so they don't have access to the things they normally do. Sometimes I'll be closer to the traveler aspect and only keep minimal ingredients on, but then I'll also take the perspective of someone who's busy at home and can keep more things stored, just cannot cook. Because I want to give you these tools and I want to show you how I would go about it if I'm living that lifestyle. I'm also going to be tracking the total expense of this because as much as on the road seems really efficient, people underestimate the cost of doing these more efficient systems. So we're gonna break down how we can figure out the right nutrition. Also want to make this cost effective for you if you need to do this for a longer period of time. And on top of that, I'm still gonna make sure I enjoy my diet. And I'm gonna have a lot of variety within it so it doesn't get too boring and repetitive, but also to show a variety of different places that people can go if they're gonna eat on the road. Okay, so I wanna give you a sense of where my body composition was at the initial testing. I did a DEXA scan from a place called Body Measure. Now, DEXA scan is the highest gold standard for figuring out where your body fat percentage is. I can't go to this every month like I'd like to. I'm probably gonna do my follow-up after a full 90 days of my whole fat loss phase, but I do have skin folds. Now, the DEXA scan had me at 13.5% body fat. It's common that skin folds are gonna be a little under that. Although I lost all of the actual specific data, I know Angelina, when she did skin folds, she had me around 11.4% body fat. It's usually 2% underneath that DEXA scan, so that makes sense. A follow-up skin fold after week 2 at some point, just to see if I'm in the right direction, losing body fat as I want, but still maintaining muscle tissue. But the major thing that I can also really look at is gonna be the weight scale. So I was on average around 214 pounds, and as I see that average, it's not just a 1 day, it's the 7-day total, divide by 7, that's gonna give me a better prediction on whether or not I'm trending in the right direction. Okay, so that gives you a sense of where I'm beginning and how this whole thing's set up. So let's dive into it. Week 1, day 1, meal 1. Let's see what I'm having for breakfast. Meal number 1. So this would be a typical breakfast. I got my protein powder. I add a protein bar specifically because if I only have my protein through liquid, sometimes I don't get as much satiety. And then along with that, I'm gonna have a handful of mixed nuts. It's literally a handful. It's so little, but I'm going for 25 grams. As you know, you could just eat handfuls and handfuls of these very easily, so I gotta get used to seeing this. I know one of the hard things that if you're on the go is that you wouldn't have a scale, so trying to visually understand what that looks like will be really helpful. I might even try to use a protein scooper. Sometimes old protein scoopers are great for the good ratio, just having a good idea how to scoop something. But this will be for good fats, because if I'm having it first thing in the morning, I like to have more protein and fats and more low glycemic carbs earlier in the day. And later on, I'm probably gonna have an apple. I'm not having it right now. If I'm a little bit hungrier, I'll have an apple, but I have enough of my calories for it, and that's a really good simple start, but not to mention, it's very quick. It's on the go, I can grab all this stuff very quickly. It has over 50 grams of protein, and it's just over 500 calories. And Chase code. I've gotten really analytical on figuring out how all of these meals add up as far as the cost per unit of whatever I'm using. I broke it down in an Excel spreadsheet that's very effective. Now I was able to determine in that meal how much my protein cost, the protein bar, the mixed nuts, the apple, even the veggie green mix. So I worked it out that that meal costed me around $7.94. Meal number 2.
How many pounds patty you want?
I want 4 patties by themselves with some
You want the beef patty, the chicken patty?
beef patty, please. Just like that, we got our 4 patties. So if I have 4 patties, I'm gonna have just over 500 calories and I'm gonna have 52 grams of protein. That's my macro ratio I'd love to hit. Now I'm not always just gonna go full carnivore and just eat meat, but this hits my protein and fat goal, and red meat does come with micronutrients. So it's good enough for on the go, especially when I'm running short on time and I just want something quick and filling. So you see just 4 4-ounce patties, you got a little seasoning salt on them. That was pretty filling. I actually really enjoyed that. I love the taste of A&W burgers and their little seasoning salt. The great thing too is that was a pretty cheap meal. That gave me 500 and some calories, gave me my 52 grams of protein, and it only cost $6.72. And so if I was gonna eat at A&W, that's what I would get if I was trying to hit my macros and I was trying to eat healthy and make it cost effective. And I guarantee you I'm gonna go there a fair bit throughout this challenge because it's so cost effective. Meal number 3. And at least once a day, I'm usually gonna try to find a place that has some good micronutrients, meaning having something that has a salad. And this is one of the more cost-effective places I'm aware of that'd be a good place to get a salad. So I'm heading to Subway. So I went with a sweet onion chicken teriyaki because it has some of the lowest calories. I had to triple my meat to get enough protein, but then I could choose all the veggies I want. I make sure to get a lot of tomatoes, spinach, and bell peppers so that I get enough vitamin C. I was very wrong about being cost-effective. It was 15 something and then I tipped the lady, so I gotta find a better route or this is gonna be an expensive month. So I got triple meat because it said on my macro calculator that I would need triple, but I was really surprised how expensive that was. I remember them being cheaper. So this might not be a routine go-to, but it is important to try to get some salad, something other than just beef in my diet. There's a great variety here. And it tastes quite delicious. Fourth and last meal of the day. Last meal of the day, I'm gonna finish off with my strawberries, my yogurt. I actually regretted getting the individual packs initially, but then I saw all these different flavors it comes with, so I don't really regret it, but I am gonna figure out the cost benefit of whether I wanna use the individual packs or if I just wanna get like a tub next time. For people who are on the go, those 4 packs are actually great for it. Mixed nuts, just to have a few more simple calories, a little protein powder, just the right amount of water. Altogether, this comes out to around 556 calories, around 56 grams of protein, hitting the macros really nice. And it's like a dessert that I can finish off my day with. Still getting micronutrients, right? Because there's so much vitamin C in the strawberries. The other thing is, if I was on the go, if I was in a different city, I would bring my own kind of mixing bowl like this. You know, it's hard to mix things, or sometimes you need to mix things. Sometimes you maybe want to spare some other food. And I deliberately got this glass container because I would bring this on the go if I was trying to do my own fat loss challenge in a different city, because this is great for mixing, storing extra ingredients, and it's a nice glass container. It just came together really nice. Beautiful mixture of all the different yogurts. Wonderful crunch you get from the nuts. Meal cost was $7.21. If you're curious, I am wearing Batman pajamas. They're very comfortable. That's the end of the first day. I'm around 2,200 calories to 2,300 calories, over 200 grams of protein. Those are the main goals that you gotta look after, where you're hitting near your calorie deficit and giving yourself a calorie range of about 100 calories, room for error, and hitting more than enough protein. I like hitting way more than enough protein because I get more satiety. And yeah, I was a little bit hungry, but not crazy. My aminos, whenever I got hungry at all, and for the most part, it was pretty good. First day can be easier, can be harder. We'll really know tomorrow when I get into a new groove, because it's been that much longer since I've had a real satisfying meal. I had a lot of food over the weekend, so we'll see how tomorrow goes. That whole day added up to $39.62. Okay, so that's an example day. I'm gonna have many more days and many more vlogs coming up. Future vlogs are gonna be a lot quicker, a lot more simplified, and just give you a quick overview of most of the days. But if there's anything I wanna highlight, like a really important lesson or something pretty unique that I'm doing, I'll make a more detailed video about that so you have more context on why I did what I was doing. I'd also like to hear a comment below. If you found any of this really helpful, please let me know. If you're curious about why I did certain things, just leave a comment below. I'd love to hear any feedback. I'm also making this video to help individuals like yourself that might be busy and on the go. So if you want to see how I would eat at certain places, name some restaurants below. I'm here to help show people that you can be busy, you can be on the go, and we can still hit our weight loss goals. Make sure you hit that follow and subscribe button so that you can keep tabs on how this story progresses and see how I'm able to lose weight while still eating on the go.